This episode of the Marvelous Marvel Discussion Arena is brought to you by, well, of course, you. If you want to learn more about how you can support the show, go to patreon.com/thearena_podcast. Hey everyone, welcome into the Marvelous Marvel Discussion Arena, where we're going over the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, our spoiler review of the movie. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burley of Burlyman Gaming and Turn-Based Carl. How you guys doing, man? So we just finished recording our regular podcast episode, but yeah, how you doing, Burley? Hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm doing good, The spiritual opium is finally kicked in, so
Finally,
this
okay.
is just going to be madness.
Yeah, it's going to be madness, all right. Yeah, how are you, Carl? Yeah, ready for some
Good.
madness, man?
Yeah, I should have done a wardrobe change, but we're still doing the Xbox, I guess.
Well, when there's madness all over, it's hard to change and do stuff like that. So yeah. All right, so let's get to it. So this is our spoiler review. So just to let all of you know, whether you're watching in early access on Patreon or when it comes to our public channel on YouTube at the Arena Productions, this is a spoiler-filled review. So if you have not seen Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, please go and watch the film and then come back and watch our video. So yeah, this is going to be laced with madness and laced with spoiler-filled madness. So yes, this is going to be filled with spoilers. So just a forewarning for all of you. So yeah, if you have already seen the film, so yeah, just stick with us and enjoy. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I don't know, a lot of people say that this film could have been WandaVision episode 7 through 10. I don't know. What do you guys think? And what do you want to start with in this review? Carl, I'll start with you on this. What do you think, man?
You know, one thing I really loved is how the trailers did not give away the plot of the movie.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
And they didn't even use any trickery to do it. Mm-hmm. It's just the way the movie is. They use specific scenes that did not tell you the truth of what was really happening. So I really appreciated that, because I didn't think, and the reveal, it happens very quick, and I guess we're doing spoilers, so I can say the big thing is that, like, Scarlet Witch, Wanda, is the villain of this movie.
Yes.
And the trailers lead you to believe that maybe that's not true. Like, obviously there were people who are like, oh, she's going to be the villain. I'm like, yeah, I mean, that definitely makes sense, but it wasn't definitively a thing you would know just by watching the trailers. And when the movie reveals it, I was like, oh damn, I didn't see that coming at all, in a way that, like, I thought it was possible, but I didn't think it was going to happen the way it did and that early.
Yeah, and it's interesting how when Doctor Strange goes to meet her, it's in the exact spot that WandaVision ended. And it's like you don't really realize that at first. But then, it's exactly where she was there, at the end of WandaVision. So, yeah.
I would be curious to see or hear from someone who hadn't watched WandaVision, like if there was something that they thought they were missing. You probably don't really need to watch it, but
yeah.
You don't really need to watch it, but I think it really helps, because if you don't watch WandaVision, you really can't. Like, you could be like, her motivation, she had fake kids, but she lost them. Who cares? But, like, if you watch the show, you kind of understand. You see her emotions through the show, and when those moments happen, and then understand with the end credit scene for it, of showing her at the farm place with her with the Darkhold.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, does she have a dream? Right, they do that where she's with the kids. So they give you that one brief look at it before you find out. But that is a really good point. You don't really get that in this movie. Her motivation is, it makes sense, yeah, if you've seen WandaVision, but if you haven't, like, you just have to go with the idea.
Yeah, definitely. So anyway, early on in the film, of course, Doctor Strange, of course, goes to a wedding, and it's of course a wedding of his old flame. So Rachel McAdams' character, of course. Yeah. So and he actually talks to one of the other surgeons that was in the first film before he became Doctor Strange and all, and it was interesting how they were referring to Avengers Endgame. In that scene when they were talking during the wedding and all. So, yeah.
That guy did not recognize him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know which character he's supposed to be, but he looks very different.
Yeah.
Something happened to that actor, or they just decided to make him look really different.
Or maybe it was the blip or something like that caused him to change in a way. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, it has been it's been like 4 or 5 years since that first Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
But people do change over the years. So.
Yeah.
He is a comic book character. They didn't really do what's in the comics with him.
Yeah. So anyway, and then of course all hell breaks loose during the wedding, of course, and then we get the introduction of course, America Chavez, of course, and she's in another dimension with the other Doctor Strange. Of course, I think it's Defenders Strange, right? I think that's who it is, who's trying to protect her before she goes into, the canon dimension here. So what did you think of that part? And then, of course, fighting the I forgot what it was called. It was like that looked like that big octopus with the one eye. Yeah. So.
They changed the name because it's originally a Conan character, but I think they called it in this Shimgorath.
Uh-huh. Yeah, in this one it's Gargantos, I believe.
Gargantos, that's right. Gargantos.
Shimgorath. Yeah, I heard that too. It's like unfortunate that is tied to some Conan thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's that scene right away sets the tone for the movie, what really this whole movie is, which is like a very wild ride.
Yes.
Like you have a sort of brief thing here where he's at the wedding, right? But after things get going, like you just keep going. It's just all this wild stuff keeps happening.
Yeah.
And that sequence is, the visuals in this movie are really great for the most part. I don't think there's anything in this movie I thought was like bad visual effects or anything.
Yeah, I love this image that we're showing here for all of you video viewers. I call it the Minecraft dimension. Yeah, the block dimension, of course, and then all the different dimensions. You have like all these references to like the old Disney, kind of like the Steamboat Willie. You have the paint dimension where they're just a bunch of paint, like liquid and everything.
I like the joke about that one. It's like it's really hard to eat in it.
That's what, America Chavez. Yeah, she's like, you don't want to be in that dimension. You can't eat. Yeah. And it's funny in the movie too about all the references to food being free in all the other dimensions. It's like only in our dimension you have to pay for food. Yeah. So,
I like that.
Yeah,
we're in the bad world.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, any other parts of the movie you want to start to talk about? Go ahead, Burley. What about you? Parts that stuck out to you? Yeah.
Well, I do like the little after they deal with Gargantos, they try and when Strange is trying to talk to her because he knows she is. There's got to be a reason why she's being chased. And then she just steals his sling ring, and he realizes him and Wong just confronts her and be like, "Yeah, you're giving that back." And tell us who you are.
Yeah.
The whole Gargantos fight was really good. It's a really cool action sequence.
Yeah.
I will say, I guess we begin to see early on with America Chavez that like I don't have a problem with her character. I like her, but she is very underdeveloped. We don't get a lot about her.
No, we don't. And I think that's what they're doing. Kind of like with Wanda in Age of Ultron. I think that's how they're kind of going to bring her along. I mean, we didn't get to know much about Wanda after Age of Ultron. That's when they really introduced her, and then we started to learn more about her as the Avengers started to move forward. But I think with America Chavez, they're doing the same thing. We're going to get more and more of her later on.
You could definitely equate it to that. I think the only difference I see is that was an Avengers movie, and you have a lot of characters in that movie. So I understand why that they didn't get as much time. Whereas in this movie, it's a Doctor Strange movie. There's not a ton of other characters besides like your cameo sequence, right? But I really feel like I wanted more from her. I didn't get a great idea of her personality.
Yeah.
We know a basic idea of her backstory, which seems also pretty underdeveloped. So,
yeah.
But in defense of that, they're going for a certain thing because she does not trust Strange. She said in any universe she's kind of met him, let her down, so she's not wanting to reveal much. So they do, even though they don't reveal much, they're using a somewhat clever writing way for it. I feel.
Yeah.
I still wish I got more. Trust me, I really do wish I got more, but I understand with how they did it with the framework with the story.
Yeah, I mean, she's very much feels like she's along for the ride and not one of the significant. Like she's significant, but I don't know. I don't feel like she's got a lot of things to do other than just be part of the impetus for the story to happen.
And her origin we get to know what her origin is, of course, her with her parents and all, and they got lost, so
I mean, if you compare Marvel supporting cast characters, I mean, I like to go back to Thor a lot with like Jane Foster being like you learn a lot about that character. That character is very important, significant, you get a lot about her personality, and that's this character is seemingly should be that important, but she's not. She's not obviously not a love interest, but she's a secondary. Like she's the only new main character in this.
Yeah, and obviously, as we go back to Wanda as Scarlet Witch, I mean, it's like this whole movie is basically like chasing her down. Chasing America Chavez around. It's like she's trying to get her because she needs her power. So, yeah, but let's get to the part of the movie that this is the part of the movie I really like the most, the Illuminati. I mean, where he goes in. Of course, you see the Ultron type of robots, that are bringing him into the room. Of course, so he's in this other dimension. As his I think it was 836 Burley. That was the name of the dimension. I think it's called, or 838. I'm sorry, 838.
I was going to say it's 838.
838. Yeah. So of course, go ahead.
They revealed that the universe Strange comes from is 616. So if you're a Marvel Comics person, that is the normal canon world.
Yeah, right. That really bothered me and disappointed me. Oh. Because the MCU is not 616. It's not supposed to be 616. They've sort of established that somewhere else once before. I think in the comics too, and I don't know why they shouldn't do that, because the comics you're doing Multiverse, so the comics 616 should be the comics 616. The MCU should be, you call it 617 then if you want, just because it's so it's close enough. But like that doesn't make any. I kind of hope they retcon that, or just like say like Nash, they were wrong. They just named it. They just numbered it a certain way, but they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's more just it's put in there for fan service. Let's be honest. It was put in there for a fan service moment for everyone in the theater, because what we're revealing to here, this was just a giant, nice fan service moment for the fans.
Yeah, I mean, we get references to Marvel's What If, of course, with Agent Carter, Captain Carter. Captain Carter. And then, of course, the Fantastic Four with Reed Richards, so John Krasinski. Yeah. So I'm really hoping that when it comes to the Fantastic Four film, that he actually directs and takes the lead of Reed Richards. So, but
I guess he could direct now.
Yeah,
right? He directs the Quiet Place movies, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I'd love to see that. But anyway, he plays Reed Richards, and of course, we get Black Bolt. So Anson Mount of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. Yes, Captain Pike.
Yeah, that was those were to me great surprises. Like I did not think that they would do the John Krasinski, sort of fan casted Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And of course, bringing back Anson Mount from that terrible Inhumans show was something.
I never watched that show, but I was like, oh, Inhumans is still a thing. Oh
yeah. Did not think they would even dare to bring that up, and you know what they did. And when they show him use his power, it's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Would they do that back the like flashback scene, and they had to do that because you had to understand what his power was to understand his death.
Right.
So they show that scene where they have to kill Doctor Strange, and they show him use his power, and it's awesome, man. It looks so cool.
Oh yeah.
Great job with that.
Yeah, the other dimensional Doctor Strange. Yeah. So yeah. So, and then of course, you had Captain Marvel, who was Maria Rambeau, of course. But so in that dimension, she was the one who made the flight instead of Carol Danvers, and so she became,
which makes sense.
So I mean, but boy, oh boy, I mean, just
Mordo,
we forgot one more member.
Yes. Well, I was getting to that, Burley, but I just wanted to. Okay, I'll just of course, Xavier. Yes,
Bolzen.
Patrick Stewart.
And I love that. Yeah. I love that they got the green chair from the animated series, but they also played the little riff from there.
Yellow, right? You said green.
Yellow.
It's yellow, Burley.
I don't know why I said green. But
he was thinking of Green Lantern, Carl.
He watched the Miss Marvel trailer.
Yeah,
he's thinking of Green Lantern.
Exactly. No, but I love in the credits that little theme. They reference it as X-Men 97 theme, and if you remember from the Disney Plus, they are continuing from there and making the show X-Men 97 continuing from the 90s X-Men show.
I love that they got the yellow chair thing. It just looks like the comic. I mean, the cartoon thing. Like they just did it.
Yeah.
And I have to say, it seems a little too big at times. Sometimes I'm like, is he in like the Captain Pike like disabled thing?
Yeah, they just brought the prop from the Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Very big. It's a little too tall on him sometimes, but still, like it's them doing it is awesome. I love that.
Yeah, but just how Scarlet Witch just took them out. I mean, it was almost like she was just toying with them. I mean, when they had those fight scenes and everything, and then of course with Black Bolt, I just want to say, how she took care of him. I mean, it just reminded me of the first Matrix film. It's like when, Agent Smith is saying, what good is a phone call if you can't speak? And it's just like, it's like, and then just,
blows brains.
And this sequence is definitely what prompted a lot of people to be like, this movie should be rated R. Like, why? And it's pretty gruesome if you think about it.
Oh, the Reed Richards part.
Carl. Reed Richards thing. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
You got to think about
the Reed Richards. I love the thing because he's like, I have children of my own. I understand. And she's like, do they have a mother? Yeah, they're with their mother. Good. Someone's going to raise them. I have no qualms about killing you now.
But I mean, like, if you remember in, I think it was it Infinity War? I think it was with the Guardians of the Galaxy. They got shredded just like Reed Richards.
It did happen.
Thanos.
Yeah, it was a little different, but
a little different, but but still same concept.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if you don't really understand what his powers are, because this movie doesn't really tell you, you briefly see him stretch. Like, they don't show much of it.
Yeah.
Right. And you don't know that that's what's happening. Like that he's a stretchy man, and she's like tearing him apart like string cheese because he's a stretchy man.
Right.
You might just be like really horrified. Like a kid could be definitely horrified by this movie. For sure. And but you know, like there's no like they pushed the boundaries, but they stayed within obviously the limits. I mean, you can go back to X-Men First Class, and you know, like he puts a quarter through someone's head. Slowly. Okay, I think that's pretty graphic, and that's not rated R. So
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So yeah, like this sequence. I mean, I didn't expect them all to get horribly murdered, and that was awesome because this is the kind of thing you can't really do because you don't want your heroes to die, but like multiverse stuff, you're like, oh yeah, we can just kind of kill them all.
Well, the disappointing part for me was how the Captain Marvel character, died. It's like, she just threw the blocks on top of her, and that was it.
Statue falls on her, and it's like, she'd be buried under there for a minute or two, or like 5-10 minutes, but she should get out and come back.
And that's like, I have to see it again because somebody mentioned that it looks like she's pulling out her power source from her before that happens.
Okay.
So seemingly then she would just be a normal person and she'd be crushed to death, which would totally make sense. I could believe that could happen because I mean, what she's already done. And I actually think it's a little weird that Wanda can actually do all these things. Yeah. Like there isn't really a precedent to say that she could like remove someone's mouth like that. Like, I don't know why she can do that, but I guess she can.
Yeah.
Like, the movie doesn't establish her to be able to just like alter reality on a whim.
Yeah.
But whatever. It made for a really cool sequence.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then of course the Rachel McAdams character, of course, from that dimension, of course, and she had been married to that dimension's Doctor Strange, I think it was, but she helps them, of course, and after that, Doctor Strange goes to the next dimension.
Oh,
of course.
Can we pause real quick?
Yeah.
I do want to mention I really did enjoy Doctor Strange and Mordo fighting without magic. Them just like they both have the cuffs on and they're just trying to like out like kung fu each other, but like neither of them are really that good. They seem to be like they have some training. Like, they both have this like I want to be better at you without magic. Like God.
Right.
This rivalry. I'm like, this is great. I love this. I kind of want to know what's going on with like regular universe Mordo because they only reference him, but I don't know what happened. We don't know what's happened to him.
Yeah. Well, that was one of my favorite characters from the first movie was Mordo. I really liked that they changed him up. He wasn't just, I am Dormammu's assistant. I am evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently there was a deleted scene. I don't know if it was filmed or it was supposed to be completed that Wanda was going to, or Mordo was going to go after Wanda early in the movie.
Yeah.
And she was going to kill him.
Yeah.
Because again, he was going after people like with magic. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you would kill that version. You would have the other version, but maybe they cut that because they decided they want to continue to use him. Maybe in the third movie, we'll see.
I hope. I hope they bring him back.
He's a good actor, man, and he's a good character.
Yeah. Yeah, so now we get into this part here, and of course we meet the other, of course, Doctor Strange, and of course has the third eye. Yeah. So, yeah. So
what do you guys think of that third eye?
I don't know. It's going to probably drive him more insane later on, but then of course, depending on how he can harness it and use those powers, but
if I remember correctly, he does get like a third of eye because he used it with like Eye of Ashanti and all that to dispel stuff. From what I do remember of Doctor Strange comics.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's I just think it's weird looking. Like,
yeah,
it's not like it's a bad visual effect, but at just times I'm like, I don't know what to make of that. It's just so weird.
Yeah.
Even this picture, obviously, right here is just like, it kind of looks worse when it's not in motion.
Yeah.
It's just a bizarre looking thing. It's just real weird.
Yeah. But anyway, so as we get towards the end of the movie, it's like, he defeats this other version of Doctor Strange, and then he takes over. He starts to, I think, go into that book, and he's able to manipulate of course, the corpse of the defender Doctor Strange. So it's kind of like the zombie.
That's later. I think we should talk about the musical fight sequence.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
That was like when it started, I'm like, what is going on here? But then, like,
with the musical notes and all,
they went back and forth, and they were like having this musical note battle. I was like, this is bizarre but awesome. Like, it's the kind of weirdness that I want from a Doctor Strange movie. Just doing weird stuff with magic, because magic can do whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I like that they did a bunch of different things with the magic. Like, they had saw blades, and like you had the spell notes and all this and that. Like, they really upped the range of what the magic was. It wasn't just, okay, we're just going to do magic circle does thing.
Yeah, it wasn't just like whips and blades and shields, and blasts. Yeah, they did a lot more. Yeah. For sure. And it's weird that this isn't the Doctor Strange from the What If, which I guess because he's still heroic. This one's like, I think more evil.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So maybe that's it's why, but yeah. And then we get to the corpse thing, which is again more interesting magic, the like dream walking thing. Yeah. And like him doing it into the corpse was so awesome. I did not expect that in one bit. Like, it's funny if you think about the people who are speculating what this was. There's not a single person who got that right.
Yeah. But of course, able to save America Chavez's character, and and of course Wong gets up there, and I just love Wong's reaction when he's like, I don't even want to know, what's going on with that the corpse Doctor Strange. It's pretty cool.
And he uses those like whatever wraiths that are going after him, because he's like defiling like a body to become his cloak. That's so cool, man. It's epic. It's awesome. I loved it.
Yeah. And then of course Wanda towards the end, or Scarlet Witch at the end, and it's like she destroys the temple there, and it falls on top of her. But of course, there's speculation that she's still around. She'll be back in another Marvel movie. Of course, no body equals no death. In a sense. So most likely we have not seen the last of Wanda. So, but I liked how it was kind of interesting how they manipulated the scene where she comes in as Scarlet Witch and just freaks out the kids, where she's about to to kill the other dimensional Wanda. So
no, that was great. I see. That was actually a good moment for America Chavez, where she that was her moment, right? Where she's like, realizing she has this power, she can use this power to do things more than just randomly fall through and escape things. She uses it to put her in her place where she wants to be, and to show how that's not going to work out for her.
Right.
And that was really effective. And then also she learns that she can, punch the shit out of things. So with that power as well, which is in the comics, she also has like basically super strength because of it.
Yeah. So just before we finish up, I just want to say that, I mean, the Marvel universe, and especially this movie, I mean, it was really fun. The special effects were amazing and all, but I think for, people that went into this film that didn't know much about the Marvel universe, I think this could be a bit overwhelming for them because now we're talking about incursions. Now we're talking about multiverses, and like we did in Spider-Man, No Way Home. It's getting really, really technical in some ways, and I think for just the casual viewer, I think this is going to become a little too overwhelming when it comes to all the characters and all the different multiverse, scenarios that we have going on and things like that. So I just think in that case, for the diehard Marvel fan, I think this was an amazing film. And, I think it was right up there with some of the best, but especially visually. But for just the casual viewer, they'd probably come out of the theater a little bit, I don't know what's going on here. So I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts?
I think this is we've been at this point for a little while now. If you're not up to date on stuff and you keep up with this stuff, it's gonna get confusing. It's not like phase 1 where you can go into other films without watching other films and still get the enjoyment. Like you can watch Captain America without watching Iron Man or Thor,
right? Or not have read any of the comics.
Yeah. So. We're so deep in because we've been this whole started back in 2008 with Iron Man, so it's been going for how long? So it's kind of expected. Though I wish they would have been a little more upfront and saying like you really should watch WandaVision. Because I know one person that saw the movie and they're like, I wish I would have finished WandaVision.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I do think that the wild ride nature of the film makes it accessible to people who are not really trying to absorb it all. Like if you're just like, I just want to see an action movie. I just want to see a movie with like weird, cool visual effects, fantastical stuff. Like this movie works for you. I mean, the story is easy to understand, and it moves along at a fast pace for those type of people. You don't need to know all of those things, right, to enjoy the moment to moment action, and just the scenes, the jumping to place. Like it's just a ride, Is it my favorite? Is it in the top of Marvel movies for me? No, because again, that's not my type of film. Like I'm not a wild ride type of guy, like film thing. Like exactly why I don't really love, Thor Ragnarok, because it is that sort of movie where it's just, if you just like turn off and just go along with it, it's super fun. Like I like to like slow down and like have conversations and do character building, and that means a lot to me. And this movie doesn't really do that.
Right.
But Thor Ragnarok has Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, but he's just being Jeff Goldblum, and which is funny, but like, man, that is weird. Like he's just Jeff Goldblum. Did you ever see? This is random, but like it's on Disney Plus, so I guess it's sort of relevant. The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
I watched an episode of that, and then
he's a weird guy. He's a real weird guy. Did not know that about him until I saw that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, so what did you guys think of the cut scenes? Let's do the first one.
Post credits.
The cut scenes. I'm sorry. Yeah, the post credit scenes. The mid credit and post credit. Yeah, the mid credit. Oh man, that was good. Yeah.
So mid credit. I mean, another cameo, but introduction. Yeah. And I was like, is that Charlize Theron? What?
Yeah.
I love Charlize Theron. She's gonna be in the MCU now. What?
Yeah. And her character is going to be very important moving forward too. So.
Yeah. She's Clea, who is another sorcerer, like Doctor Strange.
Yeah. So, and it will be, I think, the third film will be related in a way to the first film, as he was going through all of those dimensions and everything, and has to do with Clea. Yeah. So.
It's very open-ended. You could just say like, you could honestly just not even, you don't have to directly address that. You could just be like, we're dealing with incursions now, and not really talk about specifically what they dealt with.
Yeah.
You know, those type of things.
Yeah. Well, of course, with the Incursions, I mean, the upcoming Secret Invasion, that's gonna address a lot of that, I think, too. So,
well, Secret Invasion isn't that. You mean like Secret Wars or Secret War?
Yeah, Secret Wars. Yeah.
Which we don't know if that's something, but it seems like they're leading to something like that.
Yeah. So, and then
Burley,
of course,
did you what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I thought I like seeing her in, but like this is a whole backup because at the end you get the whole thing with Doctor Strange, him getting the eye, so his time with the Darkhold did affect him. So there is a consequence, but it seems like I have a feeling next movie will remove that consequence, which it's like I kind of would rather. I'm hoping they don't, because I'd rather just have him learn and be like, you got to be careful of what you do. There are consequences, and keep it. But
yeah, I think that depends on if Raimi is going to do it again, and if they want him to do it again.
Yeah, that part with the eye, I mean, where he just, he shrieks in pain there. I mean, that was very Sam Raimi, like the end of his films. Yeah. So,
which I hope. So I kind of feel, and maybe we'll find out soon, is that Doctor Strange 3 may be coming sooner than expected. Because there was a big gap between Doctor Strange 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But the way they tease that in the end of the movie, it's just, I mean, the movie before the post credits ends on what you just said, like the third eye scream thing, which is very like open ended to like leading into another movie.
Yeah.
And then introducing a new character and a significant casting would tell me that they have idea already for the next movie.
Yeah.
Well, you cast a significant character for what? Where's she going to show up next? It should be Doctor Strange 3, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we potentially could get it in the same phase like we did in, I forget what phase it was. We got 2 Iron Man movies in one phase. I think it was phase 1.
Phase 1, Iron Man 1 and 2,
yeah. And then, of course, the final post credit scene, that was really good, because of course earlier in the film, of course, Doctor Strange, makes him slap his face, over and over again, because he was trying to get him to, I think he was trying to get him to pay for the food, the hot dogs,
pizza balls,
pizza
balls,
pizza balls. So, just. Yeah. What'd you guys think of that part?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it. You got good old Bruce Campbell back. That shouldn't surprise anyone because he is a frequent. I think he's been in pretty much every Sam Raimi film.
Well, yeah, it's referring, of course, to the hand, the possessed hand in Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, and then of course he cuts it off. He cuts it off with the chainsaw.
Yeah. It's a fun reference, and it's a fun. It's just they do that now with most of them, right? The post credit one is a gag.
Yeah.
Well, it reminded me of what was it? I think it was the first Spider-Man movie where he had the one with Captain America. The thing about waiting.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that, of them just having fun and trolling the audience.
Yeah.
That's. Yeah. I mean, they did that back with like the first Avengers movie where it was the shawarma thing.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, I just miss, of course, Stan Lee, of course, rest his soul. I mean, the cameos that he would have in all those films.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I just miss him so much, and all those little cool little
he wasn't
comical cameos that he would have in every single movie. Yeah,
so. He wasn't in No Way Home either, right?
No. But they just did a licensing deal for his likeness. Stuff.
Yeah, because I thought they had said that they filmed additional cameos that they could use. But maybe maybe the stuff they filmed, maybe it was tied up in rights, like what you just said.
Yeah.
Or maybe the stuff they filmed, they couldn't find a way to use it in these movies.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I expect based on that we may see him in some sort of other version some way now.
Yeah, at some point. We'll see. All right. So that's going to do it for our review, our spoiler review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So we hope you enjoyed this video. So our next Marvel video, of course, will be the upcoming Miss Marvel series. We're going to be doing our review episodes for those coming up, I think next month. Stay tuned for that. And then, of course, the next film is Thor: Love and Thunder. So we're looking forward to reviewing that film as well. So
excited for that one.
Yeah, excited for that. Yeah. So.
And the She-Hulk is August.
Yeah, She-Hulk is August. I think it is. Yeah. So that's the next one. So. All right, so
I like that She-Hulk thing. Did you guys like that?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it or looked at it yet.
Right, she gets the blood transfusion from Banner, right? I think it is.
That's how it happens in the comics. We don't know. There's a car crash that they show, which maybe that's her in the car crash.
Okay, so we'll find out. Yeah,
I mean, look, obviously the CG is the thing that people are talking about with that trailer.
Yeah.
On her face is not great, and I have a feeling that what they're doing is a body double and a face replacement, right? So that they don't have to like have someone be green, because they need someone to be bigger, also as well as be green. So like budget wise, you probably have to do it that way. But they need to hopefully can make that better. But other than that, I love the tone of what's going on. I think it's really interesting. I got Tim Roth back, and you love to see him actually not just be Abomination.
Right.
The in the thing in Shang-Chi, when you see him portal out and he takes Abomination away, there's like a cage, and that's the same cage we see in the trailer. So it's cool. You guys, did you guys plan this? I guess I don't know when you film these things. You guys are doing great. You just melt, like making all this stuff work as a giant universe. It's cool. Super cool.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to do it for this episode. So we hope you enjoy. So we hope you come and watch us again for our next one, which of course will be the Miss Marvel series when that premieres. So until then, this has been the Marvelous Marvel Discussion Arena. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burley of Burleman Gaming and Turn-Based Carl. So we hope to catch you in the next episode. So take care, everyone. Peace out.